I wake up to the smell of burning, and I look to my right and I see a cloud of smoke coming from a few seats behind me. It's one of those startling moments where you're in a dead sleep and you wake up and instantly you're wide awake. And the next thing I hear is, "Get off the bus, get off the bus." And without much hesitation, I pop up and I start following some of my teammates off the bus. Our charter bus was headed to Colorado from New Mexico for a football game. And so we get off the bus and we make a safe distance away from the bus. And supposedly one of the tires in the back had blown out and caused a small fire. But because we're in the middle of Colorado, in the middle of nowhere, really, we watch this flame get bigger and bigger and bigger. And before you know it, our bus is completely engulfed in flames. Now, don't worry, everybody got off the bus safely, but all of our gear, all of our personal items were completely lost and gone. And several hours later, after the firefighters had come and put the fire out, we load a different bus, and my coach says, "Don't worry, I have a plan. We're still going to play the game tomorrow." Hey, Daily Dosers, my name's Cameron. I'm one of the life group pastors at our San Marcos Escondido campus, and we're exploring the importance of trusting God's plan. And one of the ways we do that is by stepping out in faith. And as I reflect on this story of my team's bus burning down, I remember not being able to fathom the possibility of playing a game the next day. After a scary event like that, after losing everything, I just said, there's no way. And to be honest, I was kind of frustrated a little bit with our coach that he even wanted to play the game. I wanted to ask him, "Hey, coach, were you on the same bus? Our bus completely burned down. We have nothing left." I was only focused on what I could see with my eyes, and the reality was we had no gear, no cleats, no jerseys, just a frame of a burned down bus. And if I'm being honest, sometimes in my faith and my walk with Jesus, I take the same view where I get hesitant, I don't take the right steps because I'm only focused on what my physical eyes can see, when my faith is really supposed to give me evidence of the invisible spiritual world, and that's supposed to give me confidence and the faith to continue to push forward. In the New Living Translation of Hebrews 11:1, it says, "Faith is the confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. It gives us assurance about things we cannot see." The Apostle Paul put it this way. He said, "We walk by faith and not sight." A biblical view of faith involves believing God exists and knowing that he is completely trustworthy to the point that we give him our entire lives. And we also follow his plan no matter what our physical eyes perceive. Another way to put it is stepping out in faith is simply trusting God enough to do what he says, no matter the consequences. If you've been around North Coast a while, you've probably heard that phrase pretty often. Our obedience will always be a measure of our faith. So getting back to the story really quickly, we played the game the next day, despite my lack of faith that we could even play the game, because here's what I couldn't see happening behind the scenes that our coach put in place. The women's golf team was bringing up some of our old gear from our university. Nike was getting ready to donate free cleats to all of our players, and the team that we were getting ready to play was also generous enough to give us some of their equipment to play. And we actually won the game. Every time that I reflect on this story, I'm just completely blown away. You see, rather than looking at life with our earthly eyes, faith gives us the lens to see life through God's promises. When we take our eyes off of the temporary and fix them on Jesus, we can actually take the step of faith. It's Peter taking the first step out of the boat onto water, because the promise is that our God is with us and that he will never forsake us. So what's the step of obedience that you need to take today? Obedience is simply taking the next right step that God wants you to take. I think often we think it's this huge leap of faith or it's a big risk, when in reality, small steps of obedience are actually training us to trust God in all circumstances. It may be risky or it may just be uneventful. Stepping out in faith is simply trusting God enough to be obedient to his word. Hope you found some encouragement today, Daily Dosers. Take care, and we'll catch you next time.